Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about why most people think that MGTOWs are gay and how you can defend yourself against such a shaming tactics. So stay tuned for another video of MGTOW the Joker.
Who can play that game?
Because you are a joke. You're a joker.
Hi guys, this is MGTOW the Joker standing my ground. In my previous video I talked about marriage and its risks, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the misconception there is within society nowadays with the MGTOW and the gay community. Why most people think that MGTOWs are gay, and how can we defend ourselves from such shaming tactics. Let me know in the comments below if you had ever encountered any type of shaming tactics, and make sure that you stick around to the end of this video because I have a little tip for you that will help you avoid these kinds of engagement.
Go ahead, Mr. Griffin.
And that's when things got bad. He made me feel so dirty.
Most people in today's society have this bad misconception about that MGTOWs are gay because they have decided to go against the status quo and challenge the established order. In reality, as a male, you have to think outside of the box and not let yourself be swayed by low-minded individuals that are trying to instill hate in your mind and in your heart. Everything in the world is balanced. So for every amount of action, there is an equal and opposite amount of reaction. It is physics, folks. Most people in this society are trying to influence you into a more dark side of the spectrum. Depending upon your principles and values, you eventually will still start positioning yourself with certain individuals that are related, they have related ideas, and you will start fitting into a place where a certain niche of people will start relating to you. These happen since we were young. Remember the time that we were in high school or in middle school, that everybody had their own group, and within that group, they peer pressure you into doing things that you didn't like doing. It is the same thing as an adult. Back then, we call it peer pressure. Now, as an adult, we have given a very sophisticated word, social engineering. We as human species, we tend to socialize more than we spend time alone. Some people are terrified to the idea of being alone with their own thoughts. Actually, penitentiaries use isolation as a means of punishment when inmates misbehave. So self-isolation could be a means of self-punishment. Don't confuse it with being by yourself. Self-isolation can be very detrimental and it could lead you into many mental health problems, anywhere from depression all the way up to feeling suicidal. For those who dare to live such an isolated life, it doesn't come easy and it could lead you to a lot of trouble. If you are prepared to face life by your own self, we should understand that MGTOW movement has certain spectrum. According to the MGTOW.com, most MGTOWs fall into one of five main levels of lifestyle. And yes, I say five because in my opinion, MGTOW level 0 are just being blue pill men unaware of what's going on in your life. So it is safe to say that the healthiest level to fall into is in the level 3, the civil MGTOW. This level is comfortable because at least you are around women you can really trust based on their intellect and loyalty to you. These women could be women that you have known throughout your life or women that you have been friends with forever and a day. Most of these women understand your line of thinking and they also have been dealt with a bad hand.
I have done everything you said, every test, every trial, every initiation. I have proved I love you. Just accept it.
I am not someone who is love. I'm an idea. State of mind.
So what they look for is someone to trust and the opportunity for them to be trusted by you. We must understand that these females are females that they will behave in a gynocentric way. But since you have been around them for such a long time, they don't represent any threat to you, and you can be lenient with their behavior. Most MGTOWs I know take it to the extreme, and they try to ignore the status quo as a whole, and they are trying to drop off their greed completely. And that, my friend, to me, I think is very unhealthy. You might as well live as a homeless. If you're trying to do something like that, no matter where you go, this egalitarian system that we have created is there. You either accept it or learn to work around the system, or you could end up living homeless somewhere in the woods, going back to the Stone Age, fishing, hunting, without any kinds of human interaction. Yes, because this egalitarian system is even in the money you earn to pay your bills and being able to support yourself. That is, if you want to take it to the extremes. Now, what is the deal with people name calling and peer pressuring you by saying that MGTOWs are gay? This is part of people's social engineering and conditioning. There is this thing that is called generational psychology, in which men and women have been exposed forever and a day to preserve the society as a whole, and marriage is the integral part of the social engineering. As human beings, we have evolved to a point that now women and men can think and make their own decisions for their well-being. We can work, we can get things that we want, we can educate ourselves, we can have careers, we can run a household, and so on and so forth. The reason why we rejected females, it is not because we are afraid of them as much as we are afraid of what's backing them up, which is the egalitarian system. The problem with this system is that it has been built upon what is called the blue pill concept or the blue pill church, in which it seems that under these blue pill conditioning, some, not all religious concepts are expected to happen, such as the marriage. Every country and every religion in the world brings the concept of marriage into play, not just Christianity. I say that because I know that Christian concepts have been around for a very long time. But as much as we study, marriage has been around since the Egyptian and the Greek times. So the evolutionary psychology behind the concept of marriage, it is very deep rooted. It is so profound that even our human rights mention it as one of our rights. Not getting married in the ancient times meant to the current society the destruction of the same. And that still holds true nowadays. So when people start talking about not getting married, basically what they're talking about is that is the end of their lineage for that family. So it is almost involuntary behavior for others to influence you into getting married. I believe this is the reason behind people's harassment and shaming when they bother you with that, even if their intentions are not for them to pressure you into getting married, but instead of having sex with women. You know that if you get a woman pregnant, you are going to have to tender to that little infant until he or she reaches maturity of age, and that you are obligated by law to support that child. As a consequence, you are pulled into a and locked in place the egalitarian system to be part of it. Even in our human rights, it is stated that you have the right to marry. It doesn't say that you have the right to remain single. So, as you can see, the right to remain single, it is implied. Ever since these rights were created a long time ago, it is considered a human nature to marry and have a family, but remaining single is discouraged. If you ever encounter this type of situation in the future, remember to always stand your ground. Be willing to correct them on the spot. Keep a sense of self-worth and masculinity. Keep up your posture. Gandhi says, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below. If you're seriously interested in protecting yourself against these shaming tactics, make sure you keep educating yourself with this and other types of channels that can bring you light into your life. I encourage you to visit channels like Stefan Molok's Raging Golden Eagle, Third Bringing Monkey, and look where you fit into this great manosphere. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button so you will have weekly updates delivered right in your phone. And I'll see you in the next video.
Who can play that game? Because you are a joke. You're a joker.